Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind you. The heart of a lion, the team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind you. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Straight off the heels of Wrestling Wednesday, it means it is Pull It Together Thursday right here on ISN Live. DJ Yoakley alongside the 34-year and one-day-old Ronald Hartwig. Happy belated birthday, my friend.
Thank you, brother. It was a good one. I felt all the love. Thank you to everyone that reached out, of course, and sent messages and wrote on the Facebook wall. Is it still called a wall, or is it now a timeline? I don't know. When I had it, it was a wall. When I was growing up on Facebook, it might not be a wall anymore. But anyway, if you reached out and said happy birthday, I definitely appreciate it. I got a lot of it.
You deserved a lot of it, pal. I saw the Canfield basketball program put up thing.
Me and Ty were there. I decided instead of us both being on the call, I was like, why don't we just be double productive? I got some pictures of Cheney and Canfield, and Ty had a great call of that game. And I'll tell you what, Canfield girls look like they're on another level this year. Their offense is great, but their defense is even better. They scored 60+ last night, and I don't think anyone's going to score 60 on them. So if their offense keeps humming like that, their defense will take care of things. They could make a very deep run this year.
There are a lot of, and I'm not to take anything away from Canfield, because I think we all knew that they'd be an absolute wagon this year, and they are not disappointing in the slightest. But there are a lot of teams. We talked about this the other day. There's a lot of teams that are looking really good right now. I mean, they are looking really, really good for this early on in the season, Anthony. I always say we get better every day, but basketball in this area seems to be getting better by leaps and bounds every year. Agree or disagree?
Agree, and because of that, we have some big early season matchups because we have so many teams that are undefeated still a couple of weeks in. I mean, Middle Ridge and West Reserve are clashing tonight. They're both undefeated on the girls' side. We have Southern and Columbiana that are undefeated in the EOAC clashing tonight. That'll be a big one. You got the young and upcoming Southern local team against Columbiana, who's kind of owned that conference the last couple of years. So that'll be a fun one. Lakeview is on a tear right now. They're undefeated in the NE8. So is Girard. They'll play each other eventually. Obviously, Crestview's doing what Crestview's supposed to do. They look great. There's just so much good girls basketball tonight, and then obviously tomorrow. I think the biggest one on tap is going to be Ursuline and Canfield, because that's storming into a good rivalry. On the boys' side, they've played each other in the last two tournament rounds. They just know each other so well. They're both looking great to start the season. I'm excited for Ursuline going to Canfield. They've already been tested this year, the Cardinals. They've already had to pull out a couple of buzzer beaters, a couple of close games. And Jalen Gunther, 33 points away from that milestone of 1,000 in his junior season. He could grab it on one night. He's averaging 25 per. So 33 is not, unlikely for him. But if he doesn't grab it in this game, he'll definitely do it in the next one. That'd be a good bet.
mess around and find out, right? 33
Right.
away, you're averaging, in the mid 20s. He slips up and falls into 1,000-point, it's the 1,000-point career in one game, essentially. A lot of work goes into those first 2 years, but naturally, I mean, we've always known that Jalen Gunther is a different kind of specimen when it comes to basketball. He's one that you have to watch. He's must-see streaming. He's one that we've all had our eye on from the jump. And naturally, he's just getting better with age, and as well as he should be. I mean, he's got great leadership. He's got great DNA. You can tell. Oftentimes, Anthony, in any sport, you can tell when there's a coach's kid involved. To have another coach out on the floor with dad on the sidelines and being able to see a different angle from a different lens. No pun intended, because you were taking pictures last night, but it's one of those things, like it's such a benefit. And that's why, coaches kids, there are a lot of expectations for them that other players don't necessarily have to deal with, but you're not going to hear the coach's kids sit there and pout about it, specifically Jalen, because he knows, and he expects, I think, more out of himself than most people do of him. And I think that's why he is such a commodity, not just in the basketball world here in Northeast Ohio, but he's so fun to watch because, man, any given night, that young man can go off and throw the old razzle dazzle, because there's so many ways that he can make himself a human highlight reel.
Yeah, and I think there were going to be a lot of eyes on him coming into this season because everyone kind of understood, okay, first 2 years you're doing something, but that junior season was always the one where the milestones start to fall, the career accomplishments start to kind of go there. I'm sure he'll be in the running in the next 2 years, and the career milestone for Ursuline basketball in the record books. When you start to get junior, senior, then there's no secrets anymore ever, right? Everyone kind of circles you with three, 4 times on the board when they're going to play Ursuline or when they're going to watch Ursuline. So I always like to see that transition with the really, really great players from sophomore to junior year. One more year of maturity, one more year of leadership, where we really start to see him transform from not just a statistical leader, but now a emotional, energetic kind of coaches on the floor leader that we have seen him grow into over the years. He's always been a statistical leader, but now they're asking even more responsibilities of him off the floor, in practice. What are you doing to lead these guys and get them motivated every day to go out there and play their best? I like to see that transition when kids start to get older and start to get more responsibilities as they turn into upperclassmen.
I mean, I'm sitting here at the ripe old age of 40 years old, but I can tell you that there's people that are older than me. When I was going through high school, it was like the beginning of, you see freshmen start at the varsity level because there were a lot of kids that were coming up that were really, really talented. And before that, it really wasn't heard of. Varsity athletics didn't really start until your junior year if you were good. And if you were exceptional, maybe late sophomore year, because essentially you've got 14-year-olds going up against 18, 19-year-olds when you're talking about freshmen versus seniors. When you're talking about, the expectations for these student athletes nowadays, they're expected to come in and contribute their freshman year if they are exceptional. Whereas, a decade, 2 decades ago, they had 2 years to grow into the body, grow into their program, grow into that maturity that you talked about. Those expectations are out the window. You're expected the second that you graduate. Right. Think about this. The second you graduate 8th grade, congratulations, you're in high school. Here's the playbook, kid. Get used to it, because there's kids that are 100 pounds heavier than you that you're going to either have to guard or block or whatever. Can you imagine being 103 pounds at 14 years old? Some of these kids 13 years old if they've got a late birthday. And there's a screen being set by a dude that's 75 pounds heavier than you and just runs through you like an absolute freight train.
Never ran into that kind of screen in 8th grade.
The coach is over. Get up. He's dead. He's dead, coach. He's just killed Jimmy.
Can he play?
Kenny. but can he play?
I don't think he could breathe.
Put some tussin on it. Get back out there.
Can he play?
I will tell you that I got the chance to. I had the unbelievable opportunity. Anytime that I can get an East Palestine Columbiana game, I don't care if they're playing checkers, I'm in on it because of the crowd, the atmosphere. Nothing matters. The records don't matter. It just all that matters is these two teams, these two communities do not like one another when they are playing or competing in anything. And the dog pound was bumping on Tuesday night. And I had the absolute pleasure and honor to call that game. It got chippy. There was a nice lead by Columbiana, which I think everybody expected. Everybody kind of understands the Columbiana standard, the Todd Johnson experience, so to speak, that's happening right now, that the class of the league, when you look at it, I mean, they've got players all over that can do a lot of things. And I will say, and I think Todd would co-sign this, there were a lot of mistakes that Columbiana made on Tuesday night that are not necessarily ones that we're accustomed to seeing. We saw some missed bunnies. We saw some easy layups, some easy shots that usually go in were not going in. And East Palestine saw that. Tristan Reynolds, head coach of the Bulldogs, pounced on that. They kind of channeled their inner Tristan Reynolds. They locked down some defense. They were being gritty, determined. At one point, Anthony, it was 28-28. The Bulldogs took the lead at one point after being down, and then a minute 30 left in the first half. And Columbiana, which I thought was incredible. You know, like when you're watching a game and the other team just feels like they hit the you-know-what button. Columbiana never hit that. They were so calm, cool, collected. I mean, in the face of adversity, their number one rival was beating them
on
with,
the road too.
I mean, and the environment was, I mean, the student section was zap. They were electric, dude. They were, I mean, you could hear them through my headset. They had some good crowd reaction going back and forth between the student section. But Columbiana didn't blink, dude. You got Cooper Brown, who's one of the best slam dunk champion here for YSN. The dude's a high flyer, risk taker, daredevil in the air, and he can just slam it down, Cooper Brown, and he did a couple of those on Tuesday night. And the defense came out to play for Agent Zero as well. Senator Johnson was an absolute diamond of a player, and he's only a sophomore as well. So, I mean, TJ has things coming up in his system. His son, Carter Johnson, was probably one of the best team players, I'm not surprised, knowing who his dad is, what runs in his DNA, understanding that he was the ultimate teamer the entire night. I mean, he was able to swing the ball around. You got Hunter DeVanzo, who's a stallion as well, was cleaning up the boards towards the end of the game. He wasn't missing. He was in double figures. Avery Young was a contributor as well. Thank goodness that Avery's okay. We saw him go down in that game dude was woozy. He was wobbly. And that was one of the worst ones I've seen live in a while. But they were able to take care of him. Thank God he's doing better, and our well wishes continue to be with Avery Young, as we know what kind of absolute dog he is. Whatever field or court he takes part in, he's a competitor. I'm sure he'll be back out there. But I was told it looked like he was in a prize fight. Like he's got a little shiner to go with.
A little punch drunk.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, there was a moment there. I'm like, oh boy, he couldn't get up to his feet. He was wobbly, and I mean, it looked rough. But great job by the training staff. Great job by all that were able to go out and make sure that young man, that young student athlete, was taken care of. They got him off the floor, made sure they tended to him, did all the right things, and hopefully he makes it back on the floor very soon. Because hey, dude's an ace on the baseball diamond. We want to make sure that he's out there. But I'm sure Todd Johnson has plans for his starter as well. further on in this basketball season. So here's what I'll tell you. Columbiana is for real, man. They are as legit as it gets. When you see teams like that, Anthony, that can take your best punch and just not even blink, like didn't even. It's kind of like Rocky and Rocky 4 when you punch Drago. And not that Columbiana is Drago. I think Columbiana bleeds red, white, and blue. But I will tell you this: when you just you're facing an opponent, you just punch them and they don't even budge. That sends a shock through the system. That sends a little bit of pee in the old diaper.
If he dies, he dies.
Boy, Drago was alive and well on Tuesday because just haymaker after haymaker, and like Palestine took the lead, and everybody in the building was like anybody wearing brown and white stoked. On the edge of their seats. It was must-see streaming, and then people in Columbiana are just sitting back there like this. Just the fans weren't even phased. I'm sitting there, I'm like, nobody's nervous. I'm looking around, nobody. And then minute and a half, Columbiana just, shh, this is your captain speaking, Captain Todd Johnson. Just make sure that your trays are in the upright position because we're going to go ahead and take off now. And take off they did. To the moon, Anthony, to the moon. They came out of halftime and they were dropping threes, just blocked shots. They were hustling for the basketball. I'm not sure Todd Johnson, who we're used to hearing and seeing some of the animation that he brings to a sideline, I'm not sure he even raised his voice in the first half. They come out and they just, steady. They're scary, dude. They're scary. They're very, very scary.
Well, what's crazy is you talk about those uncharacteristic mistakes they made. They still scored 80 points. Like, imagine what they could have scored. Imagine what that offense could have done if they were 100%. If they didn't make those mistakes, it could have been like a hundo.
It would have been 100. It would have been 100. And I don't think anybody would have felt bad about it. When those two teams meet, guess what? If you score triple digits, that is a sense of pride. That is a badge of honor.
We go back to, teams that took, adversity and met them. I was in Girard on Tuesday for Girard Poland. One, let me tell you, I know that's always been a rivalry, and that's a conference game, always heated. But there was something. I think football added a little bit more edge to that basketball game this week. I think there was a little bit more at stake than normal Girard versus Poland basketball. I think there was, especially on the crowd side. I don't know how much the players felt it because there's a mix of players that didn't play football with players that did on those teams. But the crowds, you could feel the tension. This is the first time those two schools met since football. We all know how football went. Braxton Sloan is a dog, if you didn't know.
Bulldog.
He got into foul trouble early. He had 2 fouls within the first minute and a half of the game, and Coach Canarino took him out. And then Girard was just keeping the pace. It wasn't one where they couldn't break away. Poland wasn't breaking away. And Coach Canarino made the decision to not risk that third foul for the whole first half because they weren't in any trouble. So he kept Braxton Sloan on the bench for most of the first half, all the first half after he got a second foul. He scored 25 points in the game. They all came in the second half, and Girard was able to hold on for a 4-point victory. 25 points in one half, 2 quarters of play. That's just putting the team hey, I got you guys. Come with me. We're going to have this win. They needed every part of it because Carmine Tuccolo was up for the task as well. He's already been an NAA Player of the Year. Those two are going to be battling this year for that right. Who's going to win NAA Player of the Year? The reigning champ or the new gun in the NAA? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch those two go up together again in Poland later on in the season. They're both so good at basketball. It's unreal. Carmine can get a shot anywhere. Braxton can also move without the basketball better than anyone that I've seen in a long time live. Moving without the basketball is so important, and he's able to kind of find his way open, even when someone is defending him off the ball, catch and shoot really quick because his release is so fast. Those are two, like I said, two really good basketball players, and I'm excited to see who gets that leg up at the end of the season. Who do the coaches feel like player of the year kind of goes to, because I think it's a toss up in that conference on who's the best player in the league.
Well, and don't forget, young man, that we're not even halfway through the season, and the best basketball is yet to come. I always forget how exciting basketball is. And how talented some of these young student athletes are when it comes to hoops, because we almost take it for granted. We talk about football and how we take that for granted, but I will say we do overlook basketball, and oftentimes we see it as a bridge. I love baseball and softball. That's what I wait for. But from football to get there to that spring sport, like, let's not overlook hoops. Let's not overlook wrestling. Let's not overlook bowling and some of the great things that are happening. And boy, I don't know if it's just I've got the Christmas spirit, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, I'm not accustomed to seeing this. First off, the matchups have been unbelievable. Palestine has 3 games, boys, under their belt. They're all conference games. I'm not used to seeing that until like the end of the year. I feel like it's the NFL scheduling has been thrown out the window, and now they're like, hey, why can't we play conference games right off the rip?
Right.
Some people like it. Some people don't. I happen to love it because guess what? That means basketball matters before Christmas, and that it should. And you hopefully after Christmas, you get on your home and home, and then you really see where you're at. You can use that as a measuring stick.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've had a little bit more at stake than years past before this Christmas break that's coming up real soon, because we're having more conference games early. Like I said, tonight there's a couple of big ones with 2 undefeated teams going at each other on the girls' side, and tomorrow there's plenty of good matchups on the boys' side as well. Most of them the same ones that we're seeing tonight, just different places. Like, for example, Poland South Range tonight on the girls' side at South Range. Tomorrow it's at Poland. That's going to be a good one. South Range has been so close the last couple of games. Like they fell to Columbiana on a buzzer beater in overtime, and then they fell to Hubbard in overtime. You wonder if there's something like this break out of frustration on Friday where they're sick of being so close, or how they handle that adversity. Because we had Coach Carden on, before the season started, and he talked about how his roster is almost completely new from last year. There's what I think one consistent varsity player that he had from last year's team that's on the floor consistently this year. They've been right there, but that difference maker down the stretch hasn't been there yet. They have to find a way now because they're playing Poland, and that's a big one on the road. So it's going to be fun. It matters more, but then at the same time, you go down and you still are thinking, if we hit our stride at the right time, it really doesn't. Like, you'll sacrifice a conference championship for a deep tournament run if that's what you have to do. So you're still kind of in that mindset that most basketball teams usually are, where let's hit our stride in January, February. If we can win these conference games, if we can steal them, great. But let's make sure that we're playing our best basketball come January, come February, because we don't want to be limping into the tournament, win a conference, but not really feel like we're playing our best come February. So it's interesting how you navigate that, because now these games matter a lot more in December than they maybe did in the past. But at the same time, you still feel like we haven't seen the best yet.
Well, here's something that I know for a fact is there's groups of people out there, whether they be parents, supporters, boosters, whatever. And okay, the kids are young. They'll figure, like, coaches don't really have time for that anymore. We talked about the kids being younger than usual nowadays. And, obviously there's a cap on that because you can't start 8th graders in the state of Ohio. So to be able to have freshmen and sophomores, I only say that because when we went down to Myrtle Beach the one year, they had like 7th and 8th graders on their softball team. And I was like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, what kind of absolute public school hell are we living when you've got 12-year-olds going against 18-year-olds? Interesting. That's a story for another day. But
this 12-year-old can throw 63. She's playing.
I promise you she couldn't. I promise you she was a poor little girl who I felt awful for because she was going up against.
We have no numbers at all. We got to get this girl in.
That's what it was, man. I remember one of the coaches that we have here, YSL, or used to have at this point, Coach Kernant was filling me in on how kind of the rules are different down south, and they're able to stretch the rosters into their middle school. I wasn't aware of that. Not a fan. So any of you crazy people out there who think that things are bad, just it could get a lot worse with 7th and 8th graders playing high school football and all the other sports too.
That'd be even worse.
I just think about
Johnny out on the football field. All right, I'm ready to go. Put him in, coach.
Do you remember the Peyton Manning skit where he's playing against all the little kids?
Get open. Come on.
That's what I think of. Just hitting them in the back of the head.
Catch the ball. Do you want to win?
Yeah, that's first thing I think of. But
Sam Torres says 6-year Letterman. Let's go.
That would rewrite a lot of the history books, right? But here's what I'll tell you is these coaches are not making excuses. Like when you talk about South Range, I know that Pat Carden's not sitting there going, well, we're young, we'll figure it out. It's, hey guys, like what too much is given, much is expected. And, like, not that I think that they're having these conversations. When you're losing buzzer beater games and you're up by double digits and you lose, I think it's kind of it's its own medicine. You know what I mean? Because those suck. Those hurt. Mm-hmm. But it's also a situation, though, once you do get that juice that you inject, like that clutch juice, you talk about Gerard and Poland, when you start realizing how you feel a different way and the swagger carries whenever you're winning or whenever you're losing, how you act a different way. And you're able to kind of balance that out and understand, okay, this is how we win. Just in general. It can be whatever sport, it can be life. This is how we win. You don't forget that. I mean, you don't always have it necessarily, like, because sometimes, guess what? The other team plays too, but you don't forget how to do that, and it travels in that bag from sport to sport. And it doesn't matter if you're a boy or you're a girl, if you're a coach. Once you see that light bulb go on, you have something. Yep. And I think when you're looking at South Range, when you're looking at East Palestine, when you're looking at Lisbon, when you're looking, like, they're figuring it out. You look at the Columbiana Clippers we just talked about. You look at Gerard and Poland. They've figured it out. They know. We don't have to worry about them come the second half of the season because they already know from last year or this past fall how to turn it on and turn it off. And I'm here telling you, when you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't, it's not something that you can take away, but coaches are looking for that. They're trying to draw the best out of their players and trying to get them to that, like, literally, like, in my mind, I'm seeing them physically dragging their team, like, player by player, to this imaginary finish line to get them to that point where, oh, okay, this is how we win.
Yep.
This is how we get, because you don't always get it. And some people never get it. It's just, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to run the plays, and this is, we're expected to score. Sometimes plays are not, they're not built to necessarily score every play. And coaches will tell you, oh, every play is built to score. No, it's not. Some plays are built to set up something for later in the game. Mm-hmm. It's the chess match when good teams play good teams or competitive teams play competitive teams. That's the difference. And I think right now we have a lot of those teams. We talked about it. A lot of these teams are really good. A lot of these players are really good. A lot of these players are ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Some of these players, some of these teams, once they figure it out, dude, holy crap. And I think that's why we've gotten better at football. I think we are elite when it comes to softball, baseball, basketball. We're still trying to figure it out. We're still behind the 8 ball a little bit. Once we do, look out. It's going to be incredible.
I think United kind of figured it out a little bit on Tuesday. Shout out to them. They got the big upset over Lisbon in the EOAC. It made some room for Columbiana to have some breathing room in the standings, of course. But that was a game where I think going into it, especially the way that Lisbon has been scoring, I think people thought to themselves, okay, United has to score a lot to win this game, but they held Lisbon to 49 points. They held AJ Ramsey to his lowest point total so far this year. So now it was still close because I think Stauffer, I'm all these names in my head. But Lisbon had a couple other players step up when AJ was struggling to kind of give them a little bit of offense here and there. But when you lose the guy that's scoring, 25, 30 points per, and he's held to, I think, maybe under 15, you got to find those other ways of offense, and United was able to hold them down just enough to win by 7. So,
well, don't forget, Anthony, don't forget to the point that we were just made. United they had a 20-point lead on Palestine on Friday, and Palestine fought their way back into it. So it's like Tressel said. I mean, you can learn a lot from losing, but doesn't it feel better whenever you can win and learn something from it too? And I think United figured that out as well. And obviously, every year we await Lisbon against Colombiana because you got the Todd Johnson and the Hucky Bowl, essentially the Brother Bowl. But it's one of those things that I love this time of year more this year than any, because I think the skill level is higher than it's been. Not to say it wasn't high, but I think collectively throughout the 4 years of classes across the board in the YSN universe, so to speak, it's borderline elite. And we're only going to get better from here. You talk about the Gunthers and the Ursulines and the Canfields and the Polands and the Gerards and the Colombianas and the Lisbon. I mean, you can go across the board. United, Louisville. Hey, by the way, state champions back, man. Like they're. Whew, why did we forget? Like, how do we forget about Louisville? We got to have Rojo on to talk about the wild leopards here in the next, when we come back from our break for certain. But Anthony, any final points you want to make before we get to the second segment of our show, which I'm kind of excited for?
So, I think the last thing you want to talk about before we kind of don't talk about basketball for a while on this show, there are some freshmen. There are some new names, brand new names that have really been putting on a show so far this year. We're going to see one tonight in a big matchup. Undefeated EOAC, Columbiana Southern, Katie Kellogg coming to the show. She had a great volleyball season, but I think you start to understand basketball, maybe where she shines the brightest. I got to see her live a couple weeks ago. Unbelievable. Poland going to be in action tonight. They have 2 freshmen that are kind of leading them right now in Brooklyn Costco and Briella Rowe. They look unbelievable. Freshman of the year is heating up. I can't wait to have this discussion at the end of the year because there's so many good. Actually, I should say newcomer, because we did change it to newcomer. So there might be some new to varsity players that aren't necessarily freshmen that would be in that mix too. But those 3 players right now are really standing out when it comes to making an immediate impact on the varsity floor right out of middle school. So you can't forget about the young guns. As much as we are praising the veterans that have been there, done that we know are going to score a lot of points, there are some new names, new faces, and young players that are really putting on a show right now.
You know what time it is, Ant?
I think they've also ended up on a very prestigious list, and I think there are some other people that have ended up on a very prestigious list that comes around this time of year, right? Right, Santa?
It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the first ever YSN Naughty or Nice list. Give it up. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everyone! Has everybody been a good boy or girl across YS Nation? How are you, Anthony? Happy belated birthday, my friend.
Santa! So good to see you, man. I've been good. I've been good this year. I think I've been good this year. I hope I don't get coal on my stocking, Santa.
Oh, coal would be an improvement for what you've had to go through, Anthony, I'm sure. It's been a heck of a year.
Stones. He gave me some stones in February, so I don't want no more.
See, I told you, Santa never doesn't know. So Santa's mustache is not going real well right now. I'll be honest with you.
Pull it together, Santa.
Pull it together, old man. Jolly old sack of you know what. Anthony, I'm looking at my list here, and yep, it says that you're on the nice list this year. You've done a lot of great things for all the boys and girls here in the Mahoning Valley and across the region. What do you want for Christmas, young man?
Man, for Christmas, what do I want? I want good basketball, because we're going to see a lot of good basketball. And I guess we were talking materialistic things. I got new shoes on my list, new kicks. Need some new tennies. I got a couple of movies on my list because I still like physical copies of stuff. I am an old school guy. I know streaming is important and it's cool, but you never want to be without internet and then not have a physical copy.
Yeah, it's important, Anthony. It's real important.
I want physical copies of my Blu-rays. I want my Blu-rays. All right. This is my moment, Santa. I want a new van that can lift my wheelchair again, so I can take my brand new wheelchair out and about without having it be hoisted in the van. So a brand new mobility van would be great, Santa, if you could fit that in your sleigh.
It's getting tight in that sleigh, Anthony.
It's getting real tight.
Getting real tight in that sleigh. But you know what? Since you've been such a good boy why does Santa's glasses keep fogging up? I feel like the Miami Dolphins coach the other night. Anthony, you get it all. You get it all.
Yes.
And as long as it's a Chevy from Greenwood Chevrolet or from the Toyota of Warren, you're good to go. We'll fit that in the sleigh. So make sure it works out. Who else do we need to talk about who is on the naughty or nice list? And we find out, Anthony.
This is not rehearsed, by the way, guys. I'm just
pulling
this is
out
not
rehearsed
at all.
I'm
pulling out the names of the hat. I don't know what to do. Let's see. Let's pull out a name and say, well, since he's in the comment section a lot today, what about Sam Torres? Is he on the naughty or nice list?
Sam Torres. He's been a very nice boy this year. His football team has not been very good, though. I will tell you that. They absolutely
Can you bring him a win? Can you bring him a Browns win for Christmas?
No, because that means it would have to be against the Steelers. So absolutely not. However, ho, ho, ho. Nice try, Anthony. By the way, Patrick Mahomes has been a real naughty boy this year, as has Travis Kelce. They will not go to the playoffs. So I'm sorry to hear about that this year.
He got a torn ACL for Christmas. That's not
moment of silence for Patrick Mahomes' knee.
In his knee.
You're a good knee.
If I could give up my knee, I would.
I don't think he wants your knee.
I don't think he wants it, though.
I think that is a terrible gift. The moment of silence has passed. I think Anthony's dead. Oh boy. Here we go. Sam says, I'll take a functional front office in Cleveland if you have a spare one. Well, fancy you say that, Sam, because we have one just lying around. I don't know where you'd get that. Obviously, Cleveland sucks. Arch Manning is not coming out in the draft. So they're probably going to suck for a while, but you've already planned for that. You've laid out your blueprint of what's going to happen. They're going to suck this year, which they do. Suck next year. Try to get Arch Manning, and then go into their brand new whatever the Psycho Dome.
The Psycho Dome.
Like their $1 billion stadium renovations that automatically they're going to be it's the only way the Browns in Cleveland's going to see a Super Bowl is if we come to them, because their team will never be in it. But I digress. Sam has been such a great young man this year. What I will tell him is I've got a special gift for Sam Torres this year, straight from the North Pole, where his favorite player, ladies and gentlemen, his favorite player of all time, Nick Chubb, has done me a real solid, and he has autographed a jersey of his to give to Sam this year. So, Sam Torres, Merry Christmas. You have a Nick Chubb jersey in the mail coming to you. Merry Christmas, my friend. Thank you for everything that you do. Santa loves you, baby. That's what Santa has to say. So,
All right, Santa, I got a new name for you. Well, actually,
Okay.
it's an organization.
okay.
The OHSAA. What are they getting for Christmas this year?
Oh, what a bunch of sons of sacks. Oh. There's one gentleman in there that I respect a whole heck of a lot in the OHSAA, and that gentleman is Tim Street. He works harder than most people would ever understand. But I will also say that they were not very nice to the YSN this year. But I will tell you, under pressure of legal litigation, they made their way back onto the nice list. So congratulations, OHSAA, and hooking up YSN with the National Federation of High Schools Network. With that, we're able to do a lot of things for our student athletes. So for once in your God-forsaken lives, you made a right decision. So congratulations, OHSAA, and make sure you sacks of crap leave out the cookies and milk, because otherwise I'll send your asses right back to the naughty list. How about that? So there it is. What else you got for me?
Santa,
there?
how about a friend of the show that could really give us a white Christmas, hopefully? Andrew DePaulo, weatherman at WFMJ.
We love Andrew DePaulo, one of the most talented individuals in the broadcasting game for such a long time. A young man who grew up a Cardinal Mooney Cardinal, and the Cardinals, as we know, have had a great year here on YSN and across the entire sports stratosphere. I will tell you that, Andrew, you mentioned a few times on your forecast that we're going to have mild weather heading into Christmas. So not that Santa doesn't love a good snow show on Christmas Eve when I'm delivering all those presents, but Santa, if you've ever seen the cinema, fell off a roof one time and killed himself, and that son of a gun from Binford Tools, Tim Allen, took my suit and made a mint off of my intellectual property. So I will tell you this, that Santa is better off at the beach. I like where I can have my footing on top of people's roofs, where I can put my fat turkey butt right down people's chimneys, and oftentimes when they leave keys under their doormat, it's even better because I don't have to do that stupid bag that it really does. It fluctuates your weight so much that you do end up with diabetes, and nobody wants that. I can tell you that for sure, because those insulin sticks are a real son of a bitch. But what I'm going to tell you is, Andrew DePaulo, after all is said and done, you, my friend, are on the nice list. You have a beautiful family, a lovely family. And I will tell you, you know what, Andrew? I don't know what I'm going to give you, but whatever you want, it's on me. It's on old Santa Claus, okay? So just put it on my tab. How's that? I mean, we could talk about the Storm Tracker 21 app that you download absolutely free. I mean, there's a gift in its own, pal. Here on YSN, where we've got millions and millions of people, and they're saying, okay, I'll download the Storm Tracker 21 app because old Santa Claus wants us to download it. So there. So yeah, Andrew DePaulo, you're the legendary, the number one weather meteorologist in my heart forever. So just put it over on Santa Claus's tab, okay? And don't cash a check until the first of the month. Thank you.
Sandy, you talked about being on the beach. You get to go down there every spring with a lot of good baseball and softball teams. Somebody you spend a lot of time down there with. Spanky, Jeff DeRose. What do you got for him?
Spanky DeRose. Oh, that clown show. I'll tell you what. Spanky is good with numbers. Great with numbers. He's a great accountant, but he can always account on me waiting for him in the parking lot to whip his bony butt when he gets out of line. he does not. I'm going to give old Santa Claus is going to let him know he's on the nice list, but he's teetering, buddy. He is teetering because, boy, does he suck at golf. I mean, if you let Don Farron beat you 87 times in a row, here's what I'm going to tell you. Boy, maybe you should start accounting a little bit better on your scorecard. Like, get a better eraser, because Farron is just out to a heathen's lead on you. And it doesn't matter if it's Myrtle Beach or freaking Neptune. Farron owns your ass. It's just how it is. So for the nice list, I'm going to give Spanky DeRose a new set of Play School golf clubs, because that's about as good as he needs, because it doesn't matter if he had the world's best golf clubs, which of course are Callaway's, thanks to our friends at Mill Creek. But I will tell you, you could have Play School and you'd still absolutely be crushed by anybody playing golf. So get better at golf, Spanky. We love you. We'll see you down in Myrtle Beach.
Sam Torres wants to know, college football playoffs, are they on the naughty or nice list?
Oh, the college football playoffs. Well, I've got Sam. We all know how much you absolutely love your Ohio State Buckeyes. You're not gonna like the way this shapes out this year, my friend. Last year was what a ride, what a thrill-seeking mission that the Ohio State Buckeyes were on. But I'm gonna tell you, boy, they really snubbed the Westminster Titans this year, not getting them into the FBS playoffs. I'm not a big fan. I got to tell you, after all is said and done, the leader of the quack is going to be all about it. The Oregon Ducks are going to be your 2026 national champions. So take that for what it's worth. Santa does not in any way advocate for gambling. If you are a ridiculous and unresponsible gambler, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Bet responsibly, says Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. USA.
Well, another comment in the segment. What about Scott Recitar? What does he get for Christmas?
Scott Recitar. Let me tell you, CC Colin Recitar, the big fella, about 7'8", slinging that pearl about 99 miles an hour, looking to cross the century mark here in his senior campaign. Here's what I'm going to give you, old Scotty, one of my favorite people in the entire world. I give you the gift of joining that Century Club and watching your son walk out and be an absolute stallion one more time this spring into the summer and get a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to play college baseball at the next level. And if not, if he decides he doesn't want to play or something happens, at least you've got someone in your house, or I can maybe old Santa Claus could have him swing by the North Pole and make sure that all the things on the top shelf come off and we can dust them off and make sure that those glasses get taken care of. Because, geez Louise, is Colin Recitar just a tall glass of water, pal. Tall glass of milk. Because he's a big boy. And God, I love him. I knew him when he was only 6'7", and now he's sitting there well close to 8 feet tall. So that's what Santa Claus has to say. Scott Recitar, Merry Christmas, my friend, to you and Lee and all the boys.
Santa, I don't know what you did to DJ to get in this chair. Maybe you put him in a closet or something. But what are you bringing the Yoakley household? What are they on the naughty or nice list?
Well, I will start off by saying that the Yoakleys have been very, very good this year. Well, 3 of them have been. Really, 2.5 of them. The girls are on the girls on the nice list. The boys, it gets a little dicey from there. Today, I don't know if you know this, but Dear Zaire had his had his Christmas concert and had a speaking role and absolutely annihilated it. So congratulations to Z. He has made the nice list, but just by a cat's whisker, or a reindeer's antler. But he will get all the great things that come with being DJ's son, like working for nothing. Basically, is what's going to happen. Zaire, we're not going to pay you. You're just going to do voiceovers and do some stuff, and we will push the borders of child labor laws. Because your dad owns a company. Bella will get pretty much whatever she wants, like she always does. And Sarah, oh, dear Sarah, she puts up with so much all year and puts up with people's crap. She gets whatever she wants. We'll get her a new frying pan for which she can. Why does Santa sound Irish, by the way? It's like Santa McClaus over here. We'll get Sarah a new frying pan so that way she can either use it for cooking for the family, which she loves so much, or just drilling her husband in the head and just finally finishing him off. So there you go. And DJ's on the naughty list as always because he sucks. He's terrible. He doesn't do anything for Eddie, but why is he Irish, dude? What is going on, Santa Claus? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I love DJ. It says Yoakley's and microphones are destined. Says Sam Torres.
Santa, what about the entirety of the YSN Nation family? What kind of gifts are you bringing YSN fans for the new year? What can they expect in 2026?
Well, old Santa Claus can tell you that after a little bit of intel, we are bringing big things in 2026. Yeah, we are, Anthony. I'm glad you asked because this has been our biggest year yet. You know, we got old Greg McAfee. That sounds Irish. Greg McAfee is he's great. He's a great addition to YSN. Old Trumpy Claus, and I will tell you that he's doing a lot with photography, which we love. What do we got here? Oh, Lowry Claus. I don't know why it all of a sudden turned into an Irish accent. I don't know. I'm trying to get the lower voice and it's just coming out. This whole skit sucks. I hope people appreciate this. Old Santa Claus has some great things up his sleeve for YSN and YS Nation in 2026, including more social media. Hopefully DJ gets off his dead ass and can finish off Prospect because good Lord, I gifted that to him like 30 years ago and it still hasn't come to fruition. So keep on doing it, buddy. Keep on doing it, DJ, you jackwad. But I will also say that it's a great opportunity for people to jump on. I think we're going to deliver more schools in 2026. I also think that we're going to have more opportunity in 2026 to further our voice here in not just the region, but the state of Ohio, even into Pennsylvania. What are you giggling at, you little elf?
This is in the comments.
This show sucks. I hope this show's better in 2026 because Lord knows it needs to be canceled. You two jackalopes at noon every day. What do you want in 2026, young man?
I want
Take
some
the
new
pressure off of Santa a little bit here in this skit that we did not rehearse and is coming straight off the old North Pole.
Well, you said new schools. I want some new schools up in the Canton Akron area. You got any of those up and lying around that we might be able to plop into YSN? Can we get into a little bit more of the Northeast Ohio region? Maybe across the border in PA? What do we got?
Santa wants to know why the hell you had to be so specific right there. You got something up your sleeve?
I have nothing up my sleeve, Santa. I'm just trying
great. So you're just putting old Santa Claus on the spot.
Putting Santa on the spot because Santa, I think you still have DJ locked in the closet, and I'm kind of scared now.
You're a real sack of presents. You know that, Anthony, for putting an old Santa Claus on the spot here with North. Do you want to just throw a school out there and Santa can say, "Oh, sure, we'll do that." Why don't we put it on tape?
Let's look at our legal department. Can we do that?
we put a disclaimer out. Why don't we just use it all the time? Jibbity Christmas. Really? Nick Christmas. That's what they call me, old Saint Nick. That's what my nickname is. I don't know, Anthony. Akron's a special place. I hope we can get up to Akron and Northeast Ohio and Canton, Stark County. But it's also the home of the Federal League, and they like money almost as much as the OHSAA. So we'll see how it goes with new things and the gift of the NFHS, and we will help get more student athletes out to the national level, and hopefully, again, DJ can figure out prospect. What about old Andy Hake? What should we get old Andy Hake for Christmas this year? You have any ideas with the stuff in that sack of presents stocking?
He's got to run the dang ball hat. Why not a shirt to match, huh?
How about a pass the dang ball hat? That would really make him stand out. He seems to blend in pretty well around our area. He's pretty quiet when he comes onto these shows. Can we give him a pass the dang ball hat?
How about a pet eagle? Put on his shoulder while he's doing interviews.
Why an eagle?
You imagine having a bald eagle on his shoulder while he's saying, "I love America. No one does it like us in our country," with the bald eagle on his shoulder.
I think Andy would look great with a parrot on his shoulder, like the bad guy from Iron Man 2. And you can name him Charlie.
Andy's not Russian.
No, he's the worst. He's the furthest thing from Russia. Get Hake George Washington's sword from the painting.
Shink.
Old Santa Claus has 3 samurai swords behind him, just in case anybody gets any crazy ideas. And I got some gunpowder upstairs from George Washington's stuff ready to go. Anybody gets any crazy ideas here in the old Casa de Claus?
Up in the North Pole, right, Santa? Don't break the illusion.
It's a direction. It's not north. East.
In the East Pole.
East Pole. That's what of course it's the East Pole. What else would it be? Santa Claus would say. Well, Anthony, I think that's gonna do it for me.
You let DJ back into the. I mean, I'm starting like he needs some food, some air.
Santa Claus?
DJ,
I can use a burger. Oh, who cares about that guy?
I know.
Hey, hey, buddy.
We're all getting a little concerned. Whoa.
Surprise!
DJ.
It was me. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
TJ Santa Claus?
Children.
No wonder he sucks at YSN.
Make sure you leave your cookies and milk out next Wednesday night for Santa Claus, because
sugar-free cookies. Because Santa's a diabetic.
You've been talking to Mrs. Claus again? Have you? You're East Holstein. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, Anthony, that's enough time for you, you sack of presents. I'm going to get out of here and get back to East Polistine, the East Pole. And I got to work with the elves and make sure that this, I look at the list twice, but that's it. Just, I don't have enough time anymore. There's a lot of things going on for old Santa Claus. So I hope everybody out there has a wonderful, wonderful and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope next year you'll join us for this dumbass segment that we just decided 30 seconds before we went on that we were going to put on YSN. So on behalf of all of us at YSN, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We'll be back with the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric, because as old Santa Claus knows, they're everything electrical. Oh, wow. Did I miss something?
DJ, dude, I don't know what that guy did to you, but like someone just stole your chair for like the last 20 minutes.
The weirdest thing, I had to go to the bathroom, and I heard a bunch of jingles, and I was like, man, I don't know, like, and phew, I think I got roofied by Santa Claus. I think
He said he was Santa Claus, but he also smelled of bourbon and lies. So
rich mahogany, I think, is what he smelled like. He smelled of many leather-bound books. Thank you for Santa Claus from East Polistine stopping by. There's nothing better than old Santa Claus. This show absolutely sucks. Like I can't believe people are still watching and contributing. Thanks to Josh Upshire and all the people that are
the Criticism Laughers.
Yeah, the old what is DJ gonna say next? Is he gonna say something gets him canceled? It is the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark presented by Joe Dickey Electric. Anthony, it is Christmas time. I don't know if anybody told you. And boy, as someone who my dad loved Christmas. When we lost my dad, Christmas became real challenging. I'm not going to make this sappy. When we had kids again, it's magical again. And as someone who we have now, we're taking steps to do magical things for our kids. Man, I'm telling you what, man, I love Christmas time. It is a wonderful time of year. It's such a time that people are nice to each other when they aren't always. Sometimes they're still angry. They're angry elves, but I love Christmas. I love it so much. It's again, just a great time of year. It's the family, it's friends, it's, a new hope, you know what I mean? Because the new year comes around too. And it's just joyful. So I hope everybody out there, I mean this with everything, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is the last time we'll talk like face to face kind of deal until after the new year. I hope that everybody has an unbelievable Christmas holiday season for whatever that you celebrate, and a happy new year. And I'm telling you, some of the things that we're going to roll out in 2026, whether Santa wants it or not, is going to be absolutely unbelievable. We're so excited. And the core reason, the core mission, the core values that we have, and it's all for the communities that we serve, and some really cool stuff, because it's been a good year for us. Thanks to our sponsors, thanks to our supporters, thanks to our fans, thanks to the wonderful people that work for YSN, that bust their tail and they go out there every night, whether it's, it's like the USPS, nor wind, nor rain, nor snow, nor sleet. Doesn't matter. We're out there and we're cooking, and cannot thank everybody enough for the support they've given us, not just for this year, but for every one of the 9 years that we've been around. So thank you a million times. And again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Anthony, what do you got?
All the things the DJ just said, I mirror them. Everyone out there, we're not going to see you until the new year on this show, at least. Might see you out and about at the games or something, but at least on the show, we won't see you. Have a very Merry Christmas, a happy holiday season, a Happy New Year as well. My second to that would be try to find someone that maybe is having a difficult Christmas. Whether maybe it's because they have, not necessarily the financial situation that they want, or maybe their family situation isn't as good as it may want to be during Christmas, or maybe they just had something happen to them in Christmas past that makes Christmas a difficult time of year for them. Find someone that you can make their Christmas special. It'll do you a wonder. I know everyone's kind of focused on their Christmas, making sure the decorations are up, making sure their family has a great Christmas, getting all the presents, making sure their kids have a great Christmas. Make sure to try to find someone out there in your life. And I'm sure there's someone in your circle, because everyone's got someone that might be having a little bit of a difficult Christmas season, and do whatever you can to make it a little bit special for them, because that's what it's all about, bringing other people into the spirit with you as you celebrate the season.
Hey, Anthony, Santa told me that he had something for you. He left it here for some reason. You want to hang on for 1 minute?
I'm here, DJ.
All right, hang tight. I'll be right back.
Santa left something at DJ's house in East Polistine. He got the addresses wrong, but like I said, smelled a little bit of bourbon, so Santa might have been a little bit. Let's see.
I mean, it's kind of weird that he left it for me, though. or he left it here for you. But he said that you've been such an awesome person this year that he left you something. I don't know why. Again, I don't know. Yeah, this is weird. It's not fragile. That's good.
Fragile.
Huh?
Fragile. Must be
Not
Italian.
fragile. Yeah, but oh wow, man. I don't think you'd like this. I don't think you'd like this at all. What is this?
Oh my gosh.
What,
Is
dude?
it
Why
Dante Hall?
a Dante Hall autographed jersey?
No way, the X Factor. Let's go.
Wow, that's
The
weird
human
that he would leave this.
joystick. That's
That's
a
pretty cool.
throwback. Santa.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Thank you, Santa.
I ain't Santa. Why do people keep mixing me up with Santa? This is messed up. You're gonna traumatize my children. Anthony, you've done so much. We love you here in the Yoakley house. Merry Christmas, pal. You've sacrificed a lot this year, and can't thank you enough. You deserve an X Factor jersey and more. I know that's one of the things you wanted. Dude, Merry Christmas. We're proud of you. We love you, and so cool, so very cool to share that moment with everybody out there. So from all of us, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you, we hope you have your stockings filled with all your hopes and dreams and wants, and Santa delivers for you here next week. We're a week away from Christmas, so get your crap together. We will see you next time on YSN Live after the new year. God bless each and every one of you. We love you. Merry Christmas. We'll be better next year. And as we always say, Anthony, may the sports be with you.
And you, my friend.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.